everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Tim and April Show. We have a jam-packed episode today. I mean, jam-packed. We're talking Chip and Joanna Gaines controversy. We are talking all things Epstein. There's literally way too many things to talk about. But hi, welcome. I'm April LaJoy.
I'm Tim Whitaker.
And you all, we talked about the intro ahead of time, and it wasn't awkward.
We did. No, we're really on top of our game today. We have to be, because I was looking at our clip list. I think I pulled, not that we'll show all of them, but we have like 20 clips probably ready to go if we need to, because so much has happened in 7 days.
Way too much. Way too much, honestly.
Way too much. 100% way too much, but it is what it is.
But before we dive into that, we don't want to just go straight into like stupid stuff, because I mean everything is stupid right now. I feel like there's just a lot of really stupid things going on, also very harmful, but in a very stupid way, right?
Hard agree. I'm not going to disagree with you on that. It's terrible. I hate it here.
One thing that is stupid that's not on our list to talk about is a lot of right-wing commentators are calling the new Superman woke, the new movie. Have you seen it?
Yes. We talked about this, April. I have children 3 and 5. I do not go to the movies. I saw Superman in RPX, HD rumble seats at 10:20 p.m. on a Tuesday night. I was like, I have to see this movie. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I really loved it. And I love that the only thing woke, I just feel like the right-wing people are telling on themselves, because Superman was literally just like, hey, treat everyone with kindness.
Right.
Kindness and empathy are punk rock. And they're like, that's woke.
Yeah. Look, no spoilers, friends. Of course. It was a really great movie. On a nerd level, I will say it is very nice to have a Superman movie that I'm like, okay, this feels really promising. And James Gunn directed it, all that stuff. What is interesting though is that there are some things in the movie that you just couldn't time the parallels of, right? Because these movies go into production years before they're released. So there are a few moments where I'm like, wow, it's almost like they made the movie 2 months ago and then just dropped it. So I thought it was a great movie. Just really good, really engaging, great message, and I am pumped for the future of the DCU for the first time in a long time. So Yeah, no,
I'm totally with you. Oh, we have a super chat already.
Whoa, already?
Thank you so much. The rural juror. Those are both hard words to say back to back. Rural juror.
You can do it.
Said, part one of two. I've been deconstructing for a while. My old pastor is now a state rep in Missouri, and I would comment
occasionally.
Occasionally, I missed that abbreviation. On his post about how it was dumb that the state legislator undid the AB amendment, voted it last fall. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Then part
we
two.
Have two.
Oh, wait, no, this is not part two. Wait.
Okay. Oh my. So many super chats. Guys, thank you so much, by the way, for the super chats. All super chats support the work that we're doing. Please make sure to like the stream and share our YouTube channel. So part two first of the rural juror.
I'm glad it's not just me.
It's not just you.
Okay. Part two. But what sent him over the edge was me commenting on his post about MacArthur's death. That also happened. I simply said he sheltered child predators and leadership in his church, and I got blocked.
Oh.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that are unable to see the harm that John MacArthur has caused.
We will also be covering that today as well.
That.
So yes. And then also, Billy, thank you for the super chat. Respect you guys. Respect you both so much. Thank you for making me feel less alone on this journey. As we all find a better path forward, please humbly accept my 10% and keep up the great work. God bless. Billy, we accept your 10%. You've given to the kingdom, Billy. You've given to God. No, I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
Can't handle it.
But for real, thank you so much for the super chat. It means the world. And I'm really happy that we have helped you not feel less alone. And as April and I say often, you guys being here also makes us feel less alone. So it's really a reciprocal relationship. So thank you so much.
Yeah. I have another random question for you. This is also not a thing, but
you can
watch
April.
this. You can watch this on Netflix, so you don't have to actually go to the theaters. But have you or your kids watched K-pop Demon Hunters yet?
The word demon is in the name, so absolutely not, April. Come on.
Uh-huh.
And my kids does not sound family friendly. Demon hunters?
No. Yeah, I know. Honestly, the name's probably the least appealing part of it, but it is so good. It's
Okay.
an animated show, a movie on Netflix, and the soundtrack for it is like topping the charts on Spotify. This
Really?
kids animated movie. Yes, it is so good. I watched it with my kids and we've been jamming to all the music. So
We've been watching Squid Games. Not my kids, to be clear, but Sarah. Sorry, I should have qualified that.
Yeah,
Sarah and I, when the kids go to bed, are finishing season 3 of Squid Games, which is the final season. So we're 2 episodes away from the series finale, and we're really in. Well, I'm not sure if you enjoy Squid Games as much as like you're just kind of enthralled by it, but we're hooked. We're hooked. I'll put it that way. So
I have actually never watched Squid Games, but I know
what
of it.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It's worth watching. Cinders, thank you for the super chat. Many greetings from a woke Mormon in Finland. Oh, I've been to Finland before. I spent a month in Rovaniemi, which is a little bit south of the Arctic Circle. So thank you so much. I love Finland. Beautiful area. I love this show so much. You are so smart, and your videos have helped me a lot. Thank you so much, friends. Just so you know, all super chats do get read live on the air. So thank you so much for your support. Yeah, really cool. So I have something kind of funny. Because this is gonna be a heavy show, and we have so much to get to, so I'm gonna speed up here. But I'm in a group chat with some friends, and one of the friends did this thing where he asked ChatGPT to give him a nickname based on how they've interacted over the past however long, and it was really good. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna do that. So I asked ChatGPT to give me a nickname based on the way that we've conversed, and I said, don't tell me the reason why. And then it gave me a nickname, then it explained why. And honestly, I feel like it's kind of on the nose, but April, you're my co-host. You tell me what you think. You ready?
Okay.
All right. So I'll pull up my screen here. So I said, hey, give me a nickname based on the way we've conversed. Don't explain it. Just say it. Its name for me, Snark Angel.
Huh.
And I said, okay, now explain it. And it says Snark Angel is a blend of your sharp, no BS tone with your clear moral drive to protect and uplift others. You've got a prophetic edge, but it's wrapped in sarcasm, compassion, and a commitment to justice. It fits someone who calls out hypocrisy with wit and grace, and maybe just a touch of holy fire. I was like, wow, I like this. And then I said, what do you think I look like? Okay, and this is where I was like, wow. It goes, if I had to guess based on your vibe, you give off the energy of someone with expressive eyes, probably tired from reading too much news, a solid hoodie rotation, and the kind of hair that says, I have important things to say and zero time for moose, which is so true. Maybe a beard, strategically scruffy, and definitely someone who owns at least one enamel pin that says resist or love your neighbor, no exceptions. Now, I don't own that pin, but I do own this shirt that literally says love, no exclusions, no exceptions. So a little eerie how on the nose that was for me.
Do they know your name when you're talking? So
Yes.
couldn't, being an AI, wouldn't they have access to your public persona?
Yeah, I mean, it knows that who I am. I've asked it before. Do you know who Tim Whitaker is from the New Evangelicals? It gives you the whole freaking bio. But yeah, I'm just saying the idea, though, of just it kind of like nailing me like that was like, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know.
is
A little on the nose. So
that is a little on the nose. I should see what it says about me. I like Smart
should.
Angel though.
Right? Isn't that good?
Feels like that's something you'd see in a WWJD chat room.
That would be my if I still was into the UFC, that would be like my walkout name, Snark Angel.
Yeah. Love that for you.
I bet you do.
Don't you have a quick announcement, right? That's more
I do.
housekeeping.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do. And before I say it, friends, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the stream. Please make sure to give this video a like and share this stream with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. We go live every Thursday at 12, and we always drop a pre-recorded video on Mondays, and that also goes to podcast as well. Okay, announcement time. Yeah, so many people know that the Tim and April Show is a production of the New Evangelicals, an organization that I started about 4 years ago. We have a new executive director, Melinda Hale. She's amazing. And one of her first orders of business was to demand that I take a month off to rest. And so I will be doing that this August. I will be out of commission on both the Tim and April Show and on the TNE Instagram and content side for an entire month. And I will say, I am looking forward to it. I obviously, April, you know how much I love this work. You know how much you and I both eat and breathe and sleep with this stuff. But I am looking forward to having a month away. I'll still be posting on my personal accounts at Tim Whitaker Speaks on Instagram and Substack. I'll still be doing that occasionally. But yeah, I'm taking a month off and I'll be hanging out with the family. We're moving into a new house. We'll be getting a new studio set up. So I have work to do for sure. But no TNE or Tim and April show for a month for me.
I think that is a much deserved break. We all need to take breaks and take care of ourselves, and I'm glad that you will be taking a break. But just so everyone knows, the show will go on. I will be hosting the lives for all of August, and every Thursday I'll have a different guest host that will host
and
the show with me.
You got some great guests. I mean, I'm a little jealous I won't be there with the guests, because I'm like, I love all of them. They're all amazing, you know.
Yeah, it should be a grand old time. It'll be fun. But we will miss you. And then also just we will take a step back from doing our Monday shows. So the pre-recorded episodes we won't do, but we'll just do the lives. So
Yep. So,
are you gonna stalk me on the lives and show up in the comments?
You know, I told Melinda, I said, look, change all the passwords, kick me out of here. Like, I really need to turn off. And also, it is a trust thing too, right? Like, I really feel so confident, obviously, in Melinda, but in the whole team, in you. So I don't feel the need to do that. You know, I think in the beginning of this work, because it was kind of me driving so much of this, I felt the need to kind of always be on, always checking things. But we have such amazing people that are doing this work, you know, between you and our team behind the scenes, Cassie and Alden and Josh, and then of course Melinda and the board, that I told myself, Tim, the show will go on without you, and that's a good thing. And please rest. Like, just do not tune in. Just do your thing. Enjoy your time away. So I'm going to do my absolute best to do that.
I think that's great. Okay. Not to just go right into it, but we have a
That's great, Tim. Anyway.
Well, no, I am glad that you had a break.
sure.
I already said that. So
Yeah.
Phil, if that was rude, I apologize.
No, it wasn't.
At the time, and I was like, we gotta go.
You're right. We gotta go. All right, let's keep going. I'm ready.
Okay, so first things we're gonna talk about is there is a huge controversy going on right now with Chip and Joanna Gaines.
Oh, just huge.
That is a mountain.
Wow. Wait.
Yeah.
Can I guess? Were they predators? Were they abusing someone? I mean, controversy. Were they not paying their staff, April?
Oh my gosh, Tim, it's so much worse.
No.
They were nice to a gay couple.
Stop it. That is worse.
They had a gay couple on their new show.
No.
What is it called? The Frontier? Something about a
something
frontier.
like that. Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'll figure it out. But anyway, they have I think they're featuring 3 different couples, and one of the couples is a gay couple.
No.
Yeah. And you know what, Tim? It gets even worse.
Stop it.
They show them in just a normal human light.
The caucasity of Chip and Joanna Gaines. How dare they? How dare they do that? Wow, you know what? This deserves a scandal. I mean, I would imagine that you know, top tier journalists are blowing this story sky high, because it needs to be talked about. I mean, look, are we kidnapping immigrants and putting them in concentration camps? For sure. But what's more important here, April, right? The fact that a gay couple was featured on a home renovation TV show, or the fact that we're kidnapping immigrants and putting them in concentration camps? I mean, it's pretty clear to me. Just saying.
Oh my gosh. I know. I mean, I'm so glad that they saved all their outrage.
Yes.
From the Trump administration. You know, they bottled it all up just to release it on Chip and Joanna.
100%. I think this top tier journalist, Megan Basham, was the first one to kind of break the story. She tweeted this out. It's a picture of the 2 husbands hugging with their kids also hugging them. I mean, wow, what a triggering image of love and expression and safety for children being featured. And Megan said on Twitter, Chip, I believe you know very well that this is not, quote, family time well spent. I would never let my children watch this show. Wow.
The show is called Back to the Frontier.
Wow.
And it basically kind of takes couples and lets them live like an old, like, I don't know if it's from the 1800s, but basically like the frontier, what it was like to live back then is the premise.
Like a Little House on the Prairie kind of vibe?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, one of the couples and families just is gay. And that is it. That is what they've done wrong. And
people are pissed.
Megan Basham specifically has made this controversy like her entire personality last week.
She really has. Like,
I mean, the stalking, she calls it journalism. I'm going to call it stalking. She's gone way back to not just Chip and Joanna's social media. She's found like people that work with them, that associate with them. There's a photographer that works with Chip and Joanna who's gay. And she went way back and like screenshotted a comment that Joanna said something nice to him. And she was like, see, this goes deeper than we thought.
Stop.
It's like so stupid.
I mean, talk about journalism. Am I right? You know, she found that they work with a gay photographer. Whoa. What's next? Joanna has a gay hairstylist? Like, who knows? You know, the depravity knows no bounds, apparently. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, we have a few tweets here because Megan. So, I mean, we have so many tweets about this, and I'm gonna tease you guys now. The response that Chip and Joanna have had to this genuinely did surprise me, and we'll get into that. But Megan also accused, I guess, this couple of being poly. Right? So she tweeted out that after hearing from multiple sources that Chip and Joanna Gaines have close professional and personal ties to a strange polyamory arrangement in which a husband and father brought another man into the home and they are now together while the wife remains to raise the 4 children. She says that this is true. Do you have clarification on this, right, April?
Yeah, so she goes, this is like the post she does here. There's multiple tweets within it and in this thread. And she accuses Chip and Joanna of supporting this polyamory throuple. She puts throuple in quotes. But what this is it's a man and a woman who were married and had children together. The man realizes he was gay the whole time.
Yep.
So he's now co-parenting with the mother of his children and is in a monogamous relationship with a man.
Okay.
That's not a throuple.
And his ex-wife is still around to help co-parent.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that I look, I don't want to, get graphic, but that's not what a throuple does usually.
I mean, and here's the thing. Even if it was a throuple and if it was polyamory, like literally who cares? Let people live.
Totally.
Do what they want to do. But the fact of the matter is she's misrepresenting this family.
Yes, exactly.
So badly. Like these people do not understand queerness whatsoever.
No, it's rage bait, right? And again, like this, you know what this family is not doing? They're not kidnapping immigrants and throwing them in concentration camps, right? Like this family is doing nothing to harm their neighbors in any kind of systemic way, right? And Megan's like, dude, they're in a throuple. Can you believe this polyamory situation? Like this is somehow, earth-shattering news that people have unique marital arrangements or relationships other than what Megan thinks is God ordained. I'm just saying, like, it is just mind blowing that this is what makes front page news in these spaces.
Yeah. Well, and if you actually follow that family that she was targeting too, they have such a beautiful family, and you can tell that they all just really love each other. And to bring them into this as some kind of proof of evil happening with the Gaines is just
100%.
So stupid.
I mean, Matt Walsh got in on this, right? So Matt Walsh says that Chip and Joanna Gaines produced a new reality show that prominently features a gay male couple with 2 children. Shock and horror, Matt. Shock and horror. Chip's response to the Christians who rightly criticize this decision is to, of course, condemn them as hateful bigots. It's been clear for a long time that these 2 are frauds. At least now they've confirmed it. So here's what's so interesting about this. First off, Chip did respond to this, right? Like he responds to the backlash, and he essentially says, and I'll read the second half of the tweet, "It's a sad Sunday when non-believers have never been confronted with hate or vitriol until they are introduced to a modern American Christian." Honestly, Chip, like, my hat's off to you, pal. You are spot on. Notice what he does not say is that those people are hateful bigots. But Matt puts those words in his mouth as he retweets it, accusing Chip of calling those people hateful bigots. It's just so, again, it's mind-blowing to see what gets these people out of bed in the morning to tweet or to cover stories. Like, dude, this is, you know how many gay couples are featured on TV all the time? Like, this is no big deal at all. In fact, it's actually a beautiful thing. It's great that other gay couples with kids have some representation. And it's even cooler that a Christian owned like production did this. I love it.
Yeah.
Not for Matt. Not for Matt.
Yeah, well, Matt Walsh and Megan Basham, they like intentionally misrepresent what's actually happening to make it seem worse than it is for their base. And we know that people in that world don't fact check, and they have a huge level of ignorance when it comes to anything queer related. So their mind, it's, you know, it's just reinforcing beliefs that they already have.
100%.
And it's just very stupid. And also, just to clarify too, the couple that we were talking about where Megan accused them of this terrible throuple, whatever, is different than the gay couple on the show. She just went back through and was trying to find all these other things to show that Chip and Joanna are nice to queer people and how it's some kind of gotcha. Yep. And I will say, I was pleasantly surprised that Chip has doubled down, and he even went back and forth.
Yes, he does.
With some of them, and has just kind of doubled down on it, which is really refreshing to see, because a lot of times when you see backlash in the Christian world, people just give up. You know, they throw marginalized people to the curb in order to keep their, you know, level of power within that world. And I really
100%.
appreciate that Chip and Joanna are not doing that.
Right. Why don't we let's play the Franklin Graham. Or not play. Let me show you guys what Franklin Graham tweeted out or posted on his Facebook. Can you read this, April? Or is this text big enough?
Yeah.
I think it'd be great for you to read this. You know, the arbiter of God's moral law and truth, Franklin Graham.
All right. He says, I hope this isn't true, but I read today that Chip and Joanna Gaines are featuring a gay couple in their new series. If it is true, it is very disappointing. While we are to love people, we should love them enough to tell them the truth of God's word. His word is absolute truth. God loves us, and his design for marriage is between one man and one woman. Promoting something that God defines as sin is in itself sin. Says the man who campaigned for a rapist.
It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. What do you even say? What do you even say? I mean, literally,
it is so stupid.
look, this is literally who Billy Graham endorsed and prayed over at the inauguration, this man, on his third marriage. But go ahead, Franklin. Tell me how clear God's law and God's word is about marriage being between one man and one woman for life as you simp for Donald J. Trump. Like, he is. No, I think, you know, April, I think there are times where we just have to say the truth, and that man is a simp for Donald Trump, 100%. He's praying at his inauguration, oh God, we thank you for giving us Donald J. Trump back in the presidency. Give me a freaking break. Obviously, none of these fools actually care about the standard that they claim to be upholding. They don't care. They don't care that Trump's on his third marriage. They don't care that Trump brags about grabbing women, that he was found liable for sexual assault, that he posed on the cover of Playboy magazine. They don't care about these things when it's their people. But the second a gay couple is featured on a show that they think has Christian values, suddenly they're breaking God's moral law. Like, spare me the sanctimony, ultimate virtue signaling. Clearly, you guys don't give a shit about the values that you claim to uphold. We all know this. But how do they not see it? How does Franklin Graham really not think he's being hypocritical? It's unbelievable.
Because that world, so they viewed Chip and Joanna Gaines as their own. Okay, I'm going to explain the outrage to people where it feels stupid. Because it is. To be clear, it is stupid. But let me explain to you why they're so mad. Okay?
I'm ready. Yeah.
So when you are in evangelical circles, Christian nationalist circles, which to be clear, everyone that's mad about this espouses Christian nationalism in some way, whether they admit it or not.
For sure.
When you're in that world, it is very much us versus them. Right? Mm-hmm. And when you're in the us, when you're in the in group, you have to believe all of the right things. You have to be on the right side of all of the culture war issues. You have to basically just agree. You have to have the same beliefs. You have to have the same ideology. You have to agree on everything because it's a battle. It's a war.
Right.
It's a war for the soul. And there's a lot of culture war, especially on queer issues, because queer issues directly go against the patriarchy, which is a big root of Christian nationalism.
Right.
There's more to it than that, but that's the gist.
Like,
so they viewed Chip and Joanna Gaines as one of them because they've been openly Christian. They, they have all these house shows, and Christians love, with like evangelicals absolutely love when they can claim one as their own that's famous, that's out there.
True.
Right?
Okay, makes sense. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Like that, they're one of us. They're on our side. And I don't know this for sure because honestly, I don't follow Chip and Joanna Gaines, but I have seen some previous controversy of more progressive people that were upset with them because they attend a very evangelical church that is not queer friendly or queer affirming. So I've seen like that side of stuff. So for them to feature a gay couple on a new show felt like a betrayal to the people in this world.
Like they cross over to the enemy side.
Right. You're dealing with people that boycott anything that doesn't agree with them. I mean, look at how they just boycotted Superman. Their boycotts don't work, for the record.
Right.
I mean, Superman's breaking box office, like doing great. But they boycott anything that they feel like goes against their ideology. And you're talking about people, because they viewed Chip and Joanna as one of them, they've bought their products. They've told people to watch their shows. They've invested in this couple, financially and with their time. And for them to turn around and seemingly be nice to queer people, all of a sudden, it feels like, we thought you were on our side of the culture war. And for the record, the queer stuff, like the war, is big right now. You have so many anti-trans legislation right now. There's rumors, the SPC just said they want to try to fight to overturn gay marriage at their convention this past summer. The culture war is still very much happening.
It's raging.
Yeah. And so they feel like one of their own has left. And I think it's a reason why you and I get a lot of hate too from that world still, or really anyone that comes from that world, especially that becomes queer affirming or that starts to think on their own. It's almost like they have to grasp and demonize it immediately. And it's a way to keep people inside. Just to not ask questions, right? Because if people that are still inside, right? And they see, Chip and Joanna are okay with gay people, maybe I could. And then you see all the backlash, that's going to keep people from asking questions. Like, oh no, clearly I was wrong to think that.
That's helpful. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So essentially, Chip and Joanna were on our team, and it turns out they're really wolves in sheep's clothing, and now we have to essentially blow them up online and prove how terrible they are.
Yes. Because
they, again, spotlighted a gay couple on their TV show.
Correct.
Got it. That's helpful. Do you want me to go through the slides of Johnny Root and or John Root? Yeah, this is really good. This was when friends, we shared a second ago that Chip kind of clapped back. Oh, that's Allie Stuckey. She's next. Clapped back, but he got even more sassy. So John Root. Backstory to John Root, he used to work for Turning Point USA Faith. He was then fired over doctrinal differences. He thought that essentially Turning Point Faith was compromising the gospel by partnering with charismatics. And of course, he blew this up on Twitter as well, right? He's like, hey, you have to unfollow Chip and Joanna Gaines. Their defensive unbiblical lifestyles and slandering Christians who have righteously called them out and asked questions to cause you to not support them in any way. More than anything, pray that the Lord convicts them and they repent of their ways. They need to be a good steward of what God has blessed them with, not conform to the world. Yes, this is a call for 100% boycott. Don't spend your money. So then Chip, wait, do I have the other? Oh. Where's my slides? April, you have to stall. I have them.
Okay.
I didn't put them in yet. I thought I did.
The one with John Root and Chip?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, let me tell you other people that have come out. The American Family Association also condemned them. Oh, okay.
Oh, that I do have too. I had that slide as well.
Okay.
I just want to point this out for the ultimate snark. So John is like subtweeting Chip. They're going back and forth. Chip essentially retweets John with a Bible verse, 1 Peter 3:15. But in your hearts, revere Christ as Lord. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have, but do this with gentleness and respect. And John says, this is my favorite verse, and it's in my bio. He clearly went to my bio and tried to use it against me. And Chip responds by saying, ha, I didn't try to use it against you. I did use it against you. It's pretty weird to have a life verse that has specific messaging and instruction that you don't even come close to applying, but it does seem like you love the attention, so enjoy. I'm like, damn, Chip.
Love it.
I love that. Hey, that's Snark Angel right there, right? I mean, Snark Angel 2000 comes out. But honestly, I was like, this is amazing, because I was really concerned that what would happen is Chip and Joanna would feel the backlash, be like, oh my gosh, we have to apologize and say that we're sorry. But the fact that they are doubling, tripling down, and clapping back at bro evangelicals like John Root, it makes my heart skip a beat. Like, thank you. Thank you.
I have been pleasantly surprised. You know, I've never watched anything Chip and Joanna Gaines, but this makes me maybe want to tune into their show.
Look, I'm so here's how much I no disrespect to Chip and Joanna. I'm sure they're great people and do great work. Here's how little I care about what they do. I've been to Waco, Texas, and didn't even know that it's like, what's it called, Magnolia. I didn't even know that Magnolia was there. I didn't go. I'm not going. I have no interest. Like, I do not care. But the fact that, like, you know, again, that they're clapping back, I'm like, you know, maybe I should tune into the show. Maybe I should download the episode. I don't know. I mean, like, hell yeah, this is great. So yeah, I love it.
Another super chat came in from Seraphin Tofu. Says, I always appreciate the explanations. LOL. I wasn't raised in this evangelical world, so I don't know the lore. Happy to help. There's a lot of lore, and it's very stupid.
It's so true. There is a lot of lore, and it is stupid.
You don't know how stupid it is until you leave it behind. But man, when you're in it, it's like, it is so important right now that Allie Beth Stuckey made her response to Chip and Joanna Gaines her pinned tweet.
She did. She pinned it. She pinned it. I can't believe it. Where is it? I have it here somewhere. Here it is. It's a big one. I mean, she pinned this thing. Maybe, why don't we just play the video? Because she pretty much says the same thing in the video.
Yeah.
Does that work for you?
Do it.
Okay. So Allie, you know, look, I mean, if anyone's going to talk about this, culture war, bold face line Allie obviously is going to talk about this. So here's a 1.5-minute clip of her talking about Chip and Joanna Gaines, and we'll kind of respond as we go along.
You might even tell yourself, if you're a Christian, the more mainstream you are, the more opportunity you have to share the gospel with people. And you might even see that God is giving you these partnerships with all of these entities and giving you money and giving you fame because he is approving of what you do. And he.
Can I just say really quick, that is Allie. Allie has fame. She has money. She's in the mainstream. So she is that person. Just pointing that out. Okay, we'll resume now.
Is approving of the choices you make. And that is a very, very dangerous place to be. You can do that. You have the freedom to do that. That is not the space that Christians occupy, however.
Wrong.
That is not the thinking that people who love Jesus have. You can think that way. You can completely disagree with me, and you can, as Chip Gaines does, define judgment and define hate exactly like the world does. And you can believe, like so many do, that you are nicer than God. That you have found a way to out-compassion God, to out-empathy God, to out-inclusion God, and to out-love God. You can believe that. Just know that in believing that, you've exchanged the God of Scripture for the God of self, because you think that you are better and wiser than God is. That what God calls sin, the things he says is sin, that's just too mean. And God didn't really know what he was talking about when he said that. And so let's just ignore those parts. Let's use our own strategy to try to maybe evangelize to people and love people. And let's see how that works. You can do that. I don't think it's going to lead you in the right direction.
Okay. She's done whining and complaining. Yeah, so many things. Can I just break this down briefly on a theological level? First off, you know, there are two presuppositions that Allie has here that we need to debunk right away. Number one is that the Bible is the infallible word of God and is somehow inerrant, and whatever's in it, God spoke. That's just not a factual statement. The Bible is written by people, and it's complicated. But number two, Allie is a Calvinist. Okay, Allie believes that God has predestined people before the foundations of the world to either be chosen by God and be redeemed to go to heaven, or to be passed over and left in their predestined wicked ways to burn forever in hell for the glory of God. I don't care what Allie says. If that God is true, that is not a good God. Okay,
yeah, you can actually out-love
right.
that God.
Yeah. It's not hard to out-empathy the God of Calvinism. All you have to say is, gee, maybe it's unfair that you predestined people to be wicked and depraved and to burn in hell forever when you could have not, because you're all-powerful. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, I mean, evangelicals always use the analogy of a parent, right? God the Father, Christ the Son. If I treated my kids the way that the God of Calvinism treats humanity, I would be in prison for a very, 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 very long time.
Mm-hmm.
I just would be. If I predestined one son that I would love forever while I beat the other one all the time because he deserved it, no one's going to be like, well, hey, you're the parent. You have that authority. No, that's ridiculous. This is the God that Allie believes. So yes, her God is a monster. Her God's the God of Calvinism is a moral monster for all kinds of reasons. And it is so ironic that she has this humongous platform. Probably makes, I'm guessing, mid to high six figures, if not low seven figures a year. Her book was on the New York Times bestseller list. She tours the world at huge events, speaking to tens of thousands of people. She is the very thing that she accuses Chip and Joanna Gaines of doing. And she can do it. She can do it. But, you know, Chip and Joanna, they've just sold themselves to the devil, apparently.
Well, it's also just so condescending because the way that she frames it, she's like, you could do that. But no one who follows Jesus would.
Yeah, right. Not a real Christian. Have you read the red letters, Allie? Have you read them? Again, this is the same person who promotes Trump on her Twitter platforms. Like, I'm sorry, can you show me the red letters where Trump and Jesus have any kind of overlap at all? Blessed are the merciful, blessed are the meek. You know, the first shall be last, the last shall be first. Love your enemies. Like, Allie, and I did a whole response video on the New Evangelicals to her take on immigration. She completely guts the Bible. She is ignorant of what the Bible actually does or doesn't say about things. And she's also highly anti-intellectual. Her math does not math once you understand what she's saying. But, you know, she has a huge audience and she's sold out.
Yeah, a perfect example of that, too. She's like, well, when God said it, I guess that wasn't good enough for you or whatever she says. I'm like, God didn't write the Bible. You can believe it's inspired, but even by that, he did not handwrite the Bible.
More importantly, well, and equally as important, the Bible's not univocal. It doesn't speak consistently on any given issue. Again, the God, you can read a story in the Hebrew Bible of God commanding a certain people group to commit mass genocide of another nation. And then Jesus, who Christians believe is God incarnate, right? God in the flesh, says to love your enemies. Those are at odds with each other. That is not a univocal portrait of God. So anyway, I tell people, take Allie's theology and put it in the trash, then hit the empty trash button and ignore it.
And how dare you? First of all, Jesus never said a single thing about condemning queer people.
Not one.
Much less condemning people who are nice to queer people. Like they're taking leaps and bounds to twist what being a Christ follower actually is. And also she talks about you can't out empathy God. I thought empathy was toxic.
Yeah, of course.
Allie. Now God has empathy. That's okay. Literally, and she's like super pro all these deportations too. And Jesus literally said, I was a stranger and you did not welcome me, and what you do to the least of these you do to me. She's not following that, but she has the audacity for someone who's too kind to a queer couple to be like, well, you can do that, but that's not following Jesus.
You know what? I like your impression of Allie. It's really good. You know what's so funny about that too? Because she says in one of her videos that portion of scripture where Jesus says that, he's talking about other Christians. And you can make that argument. Even by her own argument, though, this administration is deporting mostly Christians. So there's been studies done that something like 70 to 80% of immigrants who have been kidnapped by this administration are Christian. Allie doesn't care. Allie doesn't care. Even her own standard betrays her, right? But she's so up, anyway, I'm not going to say that. But my point is that she has her head in the sand. She has her head in the sand. So deep. Dumb. So
that
deep.
was the more empathetic way to say
yes,
that.
yes. She still is a human being made in the image of God, right? So
She is. Yes.
Anyway, yeah.
She's a hard one to.
Well, I think this might be a good time to segue into John MacArthur passed away.
Yes, but we did have 2 more super chats that came in.
Oh,
so I don't
we
want
did?
to
Oh, I
forget
keep
them.
missing.
Yes. We have one from Joseph Compton, the 4th. Joseph says, I'm so tired of these fake Christians with their faux outrage. They're big mad about all the wrong things they tell on themselves through their projection. Example, Ali Bestucky and Matt Walsh. I completely agree, Joseph, and thank you so much for the super chat. And then we have one from Dawson Ballard, one of those. The podcast Straight White American Jesus is doing a mini series debunking Ali's book Toxic Empathy. Every Wednesday they drop a new episode. Oh, that's awesome.
That's great to know.
Check that out. I like the work that they do.
Brad Onishi's great. And also, not shameless self-promotion, but we dropped an episode this week as well with the philosopher going through toxic empathy and the philosophy underneath of it as well on the podcast. So that's also out there. So on
the New Evangelicals?
Yeah, on New Evangelicals. Yeah. Not on YouTube, it's on podcast. So
so there's actually been people. Did you see the tweet? I think I put it in there. That's someone who compared the Chip and Joanna's controversy to John MacArthur.
Oh, yeah.
So if you don't know, John MacArthur died this week. Of old
he had pneumonia.
Yeah, but he was also old. I don't know how old he was, but he was up there. So a lot of people that are very outraged over the Chip and Joanna Gaines thing are just praising John MacArthur, as they always do in his
where is
passing.
it? Here you go.
Like this one.
John Root again, our favorite.
Yeah. I can't read that.
He retweeted someone who said, half my feed is about Christian celebrities compromising to the world and the grief it caused to see it. And the other half is about the glory soon to be had for a saint who is finishing his race well. I'm gonna. Can we pull a little audible real quick? I know we have a lot to get to. I think this is worth it though. So I've been covering John MacArthur for a very, very long time, and I just want to highlight 1 or 2 points. I actually wrote this on my own Substack. I'm not gonna go into great detail. You can read it there. But John MacArthur was an arrogant, racist, misogynistic man who covered up abuse. And it is really interesting watching white evangelicals praise him as this like faithful gospel preacher. I want to play a small segment of John MacArthur talking about slavery from 2012. I just want people to understand this is who white evangelicals are praising as a faithful hero of the faith who was a great gospel preacher telling the truth. Again, this is not from like 1925. This is from 2012. Listen to this.
Strange that we have such an aversion to slavery because historically there have been abuses. There have been abuses in marriage. We don't have an aversion to marriage particularly because there have been abuses. There are parents who abuse their children. We don't have an aversion to having children because some parents have been abusive. Of course, it can have any kind of situation where abuse can be involved. The reason unions grew up in America was not to free slaves. The reason unions grew up in America was because there were people who had businesses and they were abusing their employees. So to throw out slavery as a concept simply because there have been abuses, I think, is to miss the point.
I'll just stop it right there. I mean, he keeps going. It's almost 2 minute long clip. I just need to point out, for someone who is supposedly so brilliant, it's not hard to see the flaw in his comparison because marriage is entered into an agreement consensually. At least in the States, right? People get married usually consensually. Slavery is not a consensual thing. Someone owns the other person, John. Someone owns the other person. And it is really jarring to hear him without even like skipping a beat, talking about one of the most horrific actions in American history, right? A 400 plus year system of race-based chattel slavery. It's shocking to hear him talk about this concept so flippantly, so callously, and like, I don't get it, guys. Why should we have an aversion to slavery? I mean, just because there were abuses doesn't mean it's inherently bad. Are you joking? Okay, John.
He also, I think in the last year, I'm pretty sure we played it on either this show and when we did a recap, but he's also demonized mental health issues. Said there's no such thing as PTSD, no such thing as OCD or ADHD. And he also, not only did he help cover up predators who abused their children, but he publicly shamed the woman for divorcing said predator.
Yeah, can I give the quick synopsis of this? I've covered this so many times I can say it literally by memory. And again, if folks want the details, my Substack is at Tim Whitaker Speaks. I put all the articles there so you can see the source material for this. But there were essentially two major stories came out over the past couple years, that there were two distinct situations where Grace Community Church, that's John MacArthur's church, essentially either minimized or covered up legitimate abuse of pastors on their staff, at some point abusing their own children sexually. And John MacArthur helped to essentially protect the men over the children and the women. The case you're talking about is the case of Eileen Gray. So in 2002, John MacArthur gets on stage during a Sunday night service, and he says that we have to publicly excommunicate and shame a woman who is living in unrepentant sin. And this is all on video. You can go to the website or go to my articles, sources, and you'll see it. And he says essentially that she will not return to her husband, and therefore she is being shamed. She didn't return to her husband because her husband was physically and mentally abusing her and the children. She went to John MacArthur and the elders to get help. The elders insisted that she reconcile with her husband, including an elder saying that she needs to, quote, suffer like Jesus in front of her children to be a good testimony for them. Not kidding you. Again, it's in the article. And she eventually said, no, I'm not going to do that. She left her husband. Then the church excommunicated her. She found out several years later that her husband was also SAing the children. His name is David Gray. He's now serving 20 years to life in prison for aggravated molestation of children, like today. And John MacArthur's church helped try to raise legal funds for him. John MacArthur wrote him a letter while in prison saying, you know, we love how you've been steadfast among, quote, much prevalent error. And this happened at John MacArthur's church. The other story is that a pastor,
man was convicted.
He was convicted.
In jail.
Yeah, this isn't even hearsay. Convicted.
Yeah.
All right. The other story, very quickly, happened in the late 70s and 80s at the church. A pastor named Paul Gay was assaulting his daughter. His daughter came forward as a child to John MacArthur, confessed to John MacArthur, and essentially John MacArthur really minimized it, kept him on staff, and Paul Gay was not fired until he was caught with the secretary inappropriately. Then he was fired from the church. And John today denies ever knowing anything about it. On top of that, to make matters worse, recently, a couple of years ago, an elder of John MacArthur's church, Cho Han, said, look, guys, you asked me to investigate this situation with Eileen Gray. We did some really wrong things. We should repent. John MacArthur told him to forget it and then kicked him off the leadership team. This is who John MacArthur is. On top of saying those abhorrent things about slavery, on top of repeating the curse of Ham, white supremacist theological talking point, on top of telling Beth Moore to, quote, go home because women shouldn't be in leadership, John MacArthur has said in a sermon that all men are under or have authority over all women, that women are to be submissive in all areas of life to men. And this is who white evangelicalism, broadly speaking, is honoring right now after his passing as a great gospel preacher.
So now that we've given some context for who John MacArthur was, pull up, it says MacArthur versus Chip. It's the tweet that you shared, but it's just the full one because there was a line missing.
Oh, this one?
No, it's that tweet, but it's the full one, not the John Root.
Okay, I'll get it.
Quote tweet. But Megan Basham, okay, who has gone, who's lost her mind, not that one.
Sorry.
Do you need the title? Yes, this one. So Megan Basham retweets this, right? And it says, half my feed is about Christian celebrities compromising to the world and the grief it caused to see it. Talking about Chip and Joanna Gaines. And the other half is about the glory soon to be had for a saint who is finishing his race well. This was when he was in the hospital. And then it says, the contrast is clear, and I know which one I want to be like. So remember earlier we showed the tweet where Megan says, I would never let my kids watch this.
Right.
Talking about protecting children from Chip and Joanna Gaines' TV show, wholesome TV show, versus John MacArthur, who covered up actual child abuse.
Yep. Yep. And
But
they
in their
wonder
minds,
why
what
we
is a
deconstructed.
saint?
Right.
Yeah. And they call John MacArthur a saint and Chip and Joanna heretics. This is why we left evangelicalism.
How much more ass backwards can you get? They literally call evil good and good evil. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
They literally defend a man who has, and by the way, the articles about this abuse cover-up has emails, has handwritten letters, has witness testimony. Like, it's not just a hearsay article. They are well documented. And the fact that someone like Megan, who claims to be standing, against groomers and against people who hurt children, would say that about John MacArthur, and Ali Stuckey said the same thing, while demonizing the gay couple that Chip and Joanna had on their show, is just mind-numbing to me. My brain doesn't know how to process, or it doesn't even know what words to say to those people. How?
Yeah. I don't understand how they can't see the hypocrisy, other than, it takes a while to see it when you are in that world with the group think and the echo chamber. And also, keep in mind, Megan Basham profits off of holding these views.
Totally.
So does Ali Beth Stuckey. So does Matt Walsh. All these people that we're talking about, they make money off of having these ideals from the Christian nationalist machine, which is a very powerful machine.
Powerful and well-funded. You make good money, right? Lucrative book deals, all that kind of stuff. Friends, if you're just joining the stream, welcome in. We go live every Thursday at 12 o'clock Eastern. Please, if you could do us a favor and like this video, it'd be so helpful. It gets out to the YouTube algorithm. All super chats are guaranteed to be read live on the air. We can see all of your chats. Thank you so much for reading all of them. They're wonderful. We love being here with you guys. And please make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos and content. So speaking of protecting children, how's that for a segue?
That was a great segue.
Thank you.
So we talked about this last week. I have a feeling we're going to keep talking about this because new stuff keeps happening.
This is
but
wild.
The Jeffrey Epstein, the list, what the DOJ is doing, Donald Trump, MAGA turning on Trump, MAGA then being like, okay, daddy. So many weird things.
Cringe.
It's so weird.
Where do we even start?
No. Let's start with Donald Trump.
Okay.
Let's start with his Truth Social.
Oh,
post.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to do the
Donald
big long
Trump-
one? The big one?
Sure. So this was, when did he post this? July 12th, today's 17th. So this was a day or two after we went live last week.
Yeah. Buckle up, friends. By the way, if you're listening on the podcast, what April's about to read in one take is all one post. So this.
You have the second one. I have the full
I do.
one on my phone.
I have
I'll
both.
read. Okay.
I'll switch over as you're talking. I just broke it up so it's more readable on the screen. But April. Truly, thoughts and prayers to get through this. It's a doozy.
I will be reading this as it is written.
Good caveat.
Okay. This was posted on Donald Trump's Truth Social on July 12th. What's going on with my boys, and in some cases gals? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. We are on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it, all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. For years, it's Epstein over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with the Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more? They created the Epstein files, just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton Christopher Steele dossier that they used on me. And now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? They haven't even given up on the John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King Junior files. No matter how much success we have had securing the border, deporting criminals, fixing the economy, energy dominance, a safer world where Iran will not have nuclear weapons, it's never enough for some people. We are about to achieve more in 6 months than any other administration has achieved in over 100 years, and we have so much more to do. We are saving our country and making America great again, which will continue to be our complete priority. The left is imploding. Kash Patel and the FBI must be focused on investigating voter fraud, political corruption, Act Blue, the rigged and stolen election of 2020, and arresting thugs and criminals, instead of spending month after month looking at nothing but the same old radical left-inspired documents on Jeffrey Epstein. Let Pam Bondi do her job. She's great. right. The 2020 election was rigged and stolen, and they try to do the same thing in 2024. That's what she is looking into as AG and much more. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Let's keep it that way and not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
April, my hats are off to you. My hat. Oh my goodness, your reading voice, dude. You should be a voice actor for real. You're so good at that. I am dying.
That is someone that has it all together,
Oh,
very hinged.
So
Nothing unhinged about that.
In the span of a few months, we go from we have the list, we're giving influencers the list, we have tens of thousands of documents ready to go, we're dropping all this stuff. Then we go to, hey, you know what? Nothing to see here. We're actually not going to release the list. It doesn't even exist anymore. Then we go to, no, the Democrats created the list, and it's all a big hoax. It's all a big hoax. We go from A to C in what, 2.5 months?
I know. Well, and I remember in interviews during the election before he was elected, they would say, he was going to declassify all these things. But anytime they would bring up Epstein files, he'd be like, yeah, maybe not so much Epstein. There's a lot of fake stuff. I feel like Trump was always a little bit hesitant on the Epstein stuff, but his base was like, yeah, but he was, he knew it mattered to his base, so he'd be like, yeah, we'll release it. And then he had Pam Bondi do that whole, we're releasing phase 1 of the Epstein files with the influencers. JD Vance is on video saying like, oh, we definitely need to release the Epstein files. Like, this is something that MAGA has been consistent on for years.
I got JD Vance right here. I mean, we have the receipts. Okay, we can easily play it. So here you go.
Release the list. Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
There you go. I mean, JD Vance. And now all of a sudden it's a hoax, guys. Hey, there's nothing to see here. It's a hoax. It just doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
Oh, we have another super chat.
What?
From Ryan Tippleton.
Thank you, Ryan.
Oh, later he said, where'd it go? I had it.
Great job, April.
Yes, definitely worth a super chat. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It was really good. I mean, April, you have a spiritual gift when it comes to reading. It's amazing.
That is my spiritual gift, reading Trump's tweets.
That's why you exist.
That's my whole purpose.
So here's what's interesting. Things are really developing. And by the way, we really, maybe we will, maybe we won't, but you could do deep dives on this whole situation. There are so many things, even before all of this back and forth with Trump, that's just super weird and fishy. Like them claiming to release an undoctored, 12-hour stream of Epstein's jail cell, only to be discovered that, in fact, it was edited. It was put inside a video editor at some point. There was a minute of footage missing, and it wasn't even aimed at his cell. There's all kinds of things that we could point out. But what's interesting here is that the MAGA world is like really split over this. I would say more are against Trump at this point than not. But it's been, I mean, like Alex Jones. I think we should play the Alex Jones clip as an example. That like a lot of these, conspiracy people that we would usually be sharing videos of to point out how wild they are saying things that we're kind of like, why do we kind of agree with people like Alex Jones? So
before you play the Alex Jones tape, I think he's responding to Trump's most recent Truth Social post from yesterday or from Wednesday, the 17th. And I have it here. I'll just do the highlights because it's another long one. But he calls it a hoax again, that it was by Democrats. And he says their new scam is this is in the middle. Their new scam is what we'll forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this bullshit hook, line, and sinker. So he's now saying MAGA, who want the Epstein files to be released, are his past supporters. And then further down, it's, he mentions Jeffrey Epstein hoax again. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success because I don't want their support anymore.
Can you
imagine? So he's now going after his own base.
This is a president of the United States talking like he's a 12-year-old on the playground, and his friends didn't pick him for kickball, and now he's like, "You're not my friends anymore. Forget it. I'm over it." That's how petty this man sounds. He totally just, spit in the face of his supporters, calling them stupid, calling it bullshit. I think that Trump is in some dangerous territory here. I mean, dangerous.
I think you only go as hard as Trump is going if you are guilty of something.
I agree, April. Really quick.
Otherwise, why would you not just release it?
Lex Sanity Ride, super chat, tipping April's performance. Yeah, she deserves it.
Thank you.
And Laurel Pigman, super chat, thank you. Are we in the upside down asking for a friend? I mean, it feels like the Matrix. It feels like the Matrix. Yeah. Oh, and Lori, thank you for the super chat. It's like the penguins in the Madagascar movie. You didn't see anything. Exactly. I mean, I really mean this. If you voted for Trump right now and you're watching this live, Trump really thinks that you're an idiot. Trump thinks that you're stupid. Trump thinks that your memory only works for 1 or 2 days at a time, and that somehow him and his team swearing that they're going to release the Epstein files and that they have all this footage, and now saying it was a hoax and that the Democrats are behind it. He thinks you're going to buy that because you're gullible. So I would just be so insulted as a Trump supporter to see the person that I put so much on the line for, the person that I supported, the person that I voted for, the person that I bought merch from, tell me that I'm an idiot and that I'm believing a bullshit hoax when it's clear as day that his own administration was singing a completely different tune like a month ago. Mm-hmm. Let's play this clip now of Alex Jones responding to this.
And says, this is all a Democrat hoax and anybody following it is only helping them. And a repeat of all that. And I'm just like, 180, 180, 180, 180, flip-flop, 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 flip-flop. And I'm just like, and then he puts out on Truth Social, I don't want your support. Anybody that even talks about this again, you are bad. You know the elephant in the room here. Trump is not stupid. Telling people to not talk about something is going to only make them look into it more. So I sure hope this is some 50D chess. Because I'm pretty good at Hegelian dialectics, second, third, fourth, fifth order connections. In fact, I'm one of the best.
What? Let's just, we can stop it there. I mean, up until that last part about 50D chess, I'm like, yes, thank you, Alex, for finally saying something that is truthful on your show. And then he goes down the rabbit hole of 50D chess, and I'm a pro at. Did he say, is it Galilean dialectics? Is that what he said?
I don't know. I didn't understand that.
I mean, look, to be clear, Alex Jones is a very immoral and depraved man. This is someone who spread the Sandy Hook conspiracy theory that it was a white flag or a false flag operation and that the kids didn't really die and that the government was behind it. They caused the families immense grief. In fact, it was so bad that the family sued him for defamation, and they won a historic landmark suit, I think $1 billion, against Alex Jones. So don't misunderstand. April and I are no Alex Jones fan. But the fact that people like Alex Jones are even calling this into question is just really, really, I think it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
But even he's like doubting himself. People have such a hard time admitting if they were wrong about someone. He's like, I really hope this is some kind of 50D chess.
Right.
Which is something that I've seen. So I went and looked. I mean, there were thousands and thousands of replies to Trump's Truth Social post. I have a Truth Social account just so I can track that. And I will say the majority of responses were of people very disappointed in what Trump was saying and saying that he's lost their support. Someone was like, I voted for you all 3 times and I regret that now. And I don't know if it'll last. Who knows? Because it does seem like Trump always brings them back.
Look, you can't have it both ways. Right? If you're someone who believes that there's a deep state pedophile ring in our government, and that Epstein had this list of all these politicians, all Democrats, of course, that were doing bad things to children. And this administration feeds into that. And Kash Patel, is like, we're going to release the files. And Dan Bongino, the deputy director of the FBI, is like, we're going to release the files. All of a sudden go, oh, nothing to see here. No, there are no files. And then the commander in chief is like, it's a hoax. you're like, wait a second, like there's no way it could be a hoax, because I believed you guys for years that there was something nefarious going on. Which, by the way, to be clear, I especially after how Trump has responded to this, whatever list they do have has to be damning. Like, I do believe that Jeffrey Epstein or Epstein, whatever, did what he was convicted of. His partner did what she was convicted of, and I do think that there were people connected to them in politics, probably both on the Democratic and Republican side, that were doing terrible things. Like, I don't dispute that, or I don't doubt that. But the fact that he won't release this list, and he's trying like the Jedi mind trick, you see nothing, that tells you, like, so are you on the list then, Trump? Because you were close to Epstein. I mean, we have you on video. Epstein called you one of his closest friends. There was a lawsuit, I think, a couple of years ago of a 13-year-old who claimed that Trump, SA'd her. So, like, there's
Johnson.
Right. So where there's smoke, there's fire. Again, this is all alleged, to be clear. But, like, when you see Trump's response, what else are you led to conclude? We obviously know there can't be that many Democrats on the list, if any, because if Biden was on the list, that would have came out like 2 months ago. So it can't be that. Something's up.
Well, yeah, it is suspicious for two. But even outside of the Epstein list, let's remember too, there are a lot of women that have come forward over the last decade that accuse Trump of assaults or groping. Yep. And let's not forget that Trump admitted that he assaults women on the Access Hollywood team.
Yes, right.
Like,
he said it. And he was found liable for sexually assaulting a woman by a judge.
A judge. Yeah.
Okay. What clip should I play next? I have so many.
You want to go to Charlie Kirk?
Yeah. Which one? The one where he thinks
you have clips from the Turning Point thing that just happened, because they talked about that a lot.
I do, but I have, before we do that, maybe we can get to this one of James O'Keefe. I just think it's really important to highlight how MAGA hardliners are really calling out BS here. What's up?
Yes, we also have another super chat, though, from One-Eyed Heathen. Just a thank you for speaking against the MAGA cults. Thank you for the super chat.
This is a little bit of a longer clip. Now, listen, James O'Keefe, again, not a good actor. This is someone who's doctored footage before. This is someone who got kicked out of his own organization, Project Veritas. So he calls himself a journalist. I wouldn't say that. But we're just sharing these clips by these people just to demonstrate that even the most hardline MAGA supporters, right, are putting 2 and 2 together because it's so obvious. So this is a longer clip, but just listen to this. I think it's worth going through.
Why do they always tell the truth only in private? Why do they not say the quiet part publicly? But maybe they say it privately. Let me take you back to the month of April. This is April 28th in a restaurant in Washington, D.C. This is the Attorney General of the United States talking to someone. They recorded it, sent it to us, talking about tens of thousands of videos.
Do you know when the Epstein files are going to get released?
We hope soon. The FBI's been.
Okay.
So.
Any dates?
No, you know what it is? There are tons and thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. So they have to go through every one.
Now, we sent the Attorney General an email requesting comment. This is on May the 1st. A couple days after the 28th, we quoted what she had said, tens of thousands of videos of little kids, not something that's been reported publicly. After we sent the email, suddenly we saw this at the White House.
James Comer said yesterday that all the Epstein files are missing. We still haven't heard from you.
No, the FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child.
It seemed to mirror quite identically what we had captured just 9 days prior.
So just to sum this up so far, he's pointing out that Pam Bondi was caught on hidden camera saying this, then she said it publicly. So there's this. So she said that they have tens of thousands of videos of child abuse material that is going on. Okay, so keep that in mind.
Videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids.
There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child.
Something didn't seem to add up. It raised questions. The questions for me and my team was, and this is not an easy story for us to publish, is why share that with someone at a restaurant, but not share it with the American people first. We also saw this on Joe Rogan.
No, we're giving you everything we have.
This is
And
Cash
is there
Patel.
video from the island?
Not of what you want.
But is there footage?
If there was footage of anyone doing anything else, we would have opened a case.
There are tens and thousands of videos. Yeah, and it's all with little kids.
Something doesn't seem to be adding up. Now, the Department of Justice issued this statement, which you probably all saw this week. There's no client list. There's no evidence of any blackmail. And there's no evidence that could predicate an investigation against anybody else. There's no story. There's no evidence. Now, listen, as a reporter, as a journalist, I can always tell you, there's always a story. It's just a question of to what degree. But to see the government tell us there's no story, it just doesn't seem to add up.
So
Especially when you have someone like Ghislaine Maxwell, who was convicted of trafficking.
Right.
Trafficking to who? If there's nobody else.
Right. Right. And again, like, so, and I mean, there are words coming out of my mouth that I never thought I would ever utter, but James O'Keefe is right. He's right with what he just did. He pointed out the glaring problem of going from, we have tens of thousands of videos involving children, to hey, there's nothing to charge here. Nope, there's no list. There's no other actors involved. And then Trump saying, hey, it doesn't exist, to, oh, now it's a hoax by the Democrats. It has, look, again, if you're a MAGA person, if it was Democrats who invented this, or if they had the list, you would think that they would release the list, right? Like if Democrats created this hoax and they believed in it, wouldn't have they released the list a long time ago, trying to put Trump on there and everyone? It makes no sense. Like, what he's saying makes no sense, because he's a liar. He's a liar. Trump is a liar. So, yeah, okay. So you said Charlie Kirk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because he was also calling out the Epstein stuff, and then he got a call from Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I don't know which clip you have of him.
I have two. I mean, again, we need to point out here, just watching them squirm, it's so interesting. So here's Charlie, clip one.
And I can tell you right now, Gen Z is really fired up about this, especially young men. I mean, we're getting flooded with thousands, hundreds of thousands of comments that are very unhappy about this. And I think they're unhappy about it because they want, and they voted for President Trump on a government, they want to have a mandate where they assail the deep state. And we all agree. We all agree. Gen Z is going off right now on this, and that's no breaking news. President Trump was elected primarily to go after the deep state. We want to go after the deep state. A lot of this is largely just a misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding, Charlie calls it. Just a misunderstanding. Oh, yeah. Trump calling you stupid, calling out her bullshit. Misunderstanding. That's all it is.
He also said he said he was going to stop talking about Epstein after Trump called him. Who knows? I don't know if Trump was threatening, or who knows. But Trump called him, and suddenly Charlie Kirk was like, okay, we're going to stop talking about Jeffrey Epstein, because he was talking about it.
Right.
And then he also, I don't know if you have this clip, but he was speaking to Trump from his podcast. Okay, yeah, do you want to just play that?
Yep.
We are messengers here. We are relaying what we are hearing from your most loyal ultra MAGA supporters all the time. And it's not that people are saying, you know, they want to learn about Epstein because they have any suspicion of President Trump. No, we don't think, no one thinks you're involved in any way of that stuff whatsoever.
Yeah, the man who brags on a hot mic about grabbing women and who was found liable for sexually assaulting a woman, what are the chances that he'd be on a list of assaulting women or perhaps people who are underage? No, we don't think that. Come on, Charlie, are you serious?
Like they get so close to the point and still miss it. But here's my biggest fear in all of this now.
Tell me.
This is not going to go away. I mean, we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein died in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
When Donald Trump was president,
Mm-hmm.
mind you.
Yep.
And the conspiracy started instantly. But I don't know how much of it is actually conspiracy, because you have people that were convicted of trafficking, and there's lots of evidence. So for them to be like, nope, nothing to see here, is just unbelievable.
Can I throw my conspiracy hat on for a second?
Yeah, you want to put your tinfoil hat on?
I'm going to. I should get one for the show. There's a clip going around. I'm gonna pull it up here, of Trump. He's talking like on an airstrip. The audio's kind of hard to hear, but I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. And he's being asked about the Epstein files. And there's a man next to him on the right. Okay, this guy over here on the right. I'm going to play this clip. Do your best to listen to it, friends. Again, the audio is a little difficult to hear. And then I'm going to explain something to you about who this man on the right is.
President, I know you've urged people to move on, but I'm curious, why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story and so upset about how it's been handled? Why do you think that is?
Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. And the credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things, the Steele dossier, which was all fake. All that information was fake. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But
okay, I'm going to pause. You see this guy laughing on the right? Right? He's he's literally laughing over this. That is Epstein's neighbor.
Or was.
Who lived next to Jeffrey Epstein when he was alive. Yep. Now, I don't know much about this guy. I'm just telling you, it looks hella weird that Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor is right next to Trump laughing as Trump essentially gives a BS line about how this is no big deal and no one cares about Epstein, how he's not a big, he wasn't a big person, etc. I'm just saying, I don't know what the answer is. I'm just saying that looks incredibly suspicious.
The whole thing is so weird and so suspicious.
So weird. It's weird. The whole thing is weird. The way that Epstein died, the fact that some guards weren't around, the fact that the DVR machine wasn't working. Now, again, could those be coincidences? For sure. Right? We don't want to entertain things that, we don't want to speak as if we have truth over speculation. We are speculating. But like when you just see all the pieces line up, something is not right here, especially watching Trump go from hot to cold so quickly. And trying to really gaslight his own audience by calling them stupid, calling them dumb, and telling them that this is a Democrat hoax. By who? Like Hillary Clinton? Like, are you kidding me? These people haven't been in office in years. In Obama's case, over a decade. It's weird,
right.
Man. It's weird as hell.
My concern is that after this is not, it's not going to go away.
No.
This is what we should be talking about. It's huge. And I do think the way Trump is acting is very guilty-esque.
Yeah.
But my fear is that because they have so much control in the government right now, and they're gaining more and more control. Like the Trump administration is having has more control over the federal government than probably any presidential administration that we've had, because of the way they're, cutting the Department of Education. All these cuts is just giving more power to Trump. So fear.
Sorry, and the Supreme Court also recently ruled that Trump has permission and authority to essentially fire whoever he wants from the federal government. So, a huge power grab for sure.
Right. So my fear is that they are going to release something, and it's just not going to be true. They're going to do it to appeal to their base, but they're going to release something that's just not true at all.
Trump is a habitual liar. He is a man who will still tell you that the 2020 election was stolen, right? He incited an insurrection against the American people. He lies more than he tells the truth. There is nothing truthful about this man. And my hope is that MAGA hardcore followers are waking up and finally understanding what so many of us have been feeling for so long about Trump. He doesn't have your best interests in heart. He doesn't care about you. He just says things.
Right.
Now, that being said, April, I do want to highlight that there are some people in the MAGA world who are backing the president. Okay. Dinesh D'Souza is backing the president. What's up? Are you going to say something?
I was saying we have another super chat. I just didn't want to forget it. From Zedar. It says MAGA sees the eggs but can't imagine the hen. That is a really good analogy, actually.
I love that. It's great.
Can't put the pieces together.
April, you're like my super chat accountability partner.
Well, really, it's Cassidy. If I miss it, Cassidy's
Cassidy
like, you got another one came in. And so then
Thank
I
you.
remember.
Thanks, Cassidy.
Cassidy's
That's
our
so
behind
funny.
the scenes producer.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. She really keeps our head on straight while we're like multitasking. So, so Dinesh D'Souza came out, backed the president, and another person came out. Jump scare. That's a really intense picture. Eric Metaxas. Now, again, there's so much context to give. Eric Metaxas, his rise to fame was that he wrote a biography on Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Turned out that the biography was so bad it was torn to shreds by like actual Bonhoeffer scholars. And from there, Eric kind of descended down the far right MAGA hole, became a really like hardcore Trump supporter. I've seen Eric before at Turning Point USA America Fest. This guy has said and done things that is just, it's really wild. But I gotta say, hearing Eric try and defend Trump over the Epstein file situation is fascinating. So I'm just going to play this little clip so you can hear. This is in the context of him talking about Trump and Epstein and why we shouldn't really worry about it. Here's his reasoning for why we should just trust the president. This is true. This is not AI, to be clear.
This is a great administration. This is an administration so great we don't deserve it. And this is God's mercy to America to give us these heroes. From Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Pete Hegseth, down the line, hero after hero after hero. The idea that people would snipe in this way. I mean, we have every right to expect justice and truth and whatever, but people are saying, well, we haven't had arrests, therefore they're dragging their feet. I mean, I get that, but you know, at some point, you have to really trust that Donald Trump does care about what we care about. Yeah. I'll tell you right now, folks, if you think Donald Trump would not do everything he possibly could to crush pedophile sex trafficking, I think you're crazy.
It's a cult. It's a cult.
And why? What is with the green screen?
Oh, it's weird. I know. It's like a bad Zoom green
like how
screen.
Messy is his office?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying though, like, you know, people always say it's a cult. No, it is cult-like. And Trump is their cult leader who defines reality for these people. Eric Metaxas really said that. We don't deserve this administration. They're heroes. If you think that Trump would not be trying to crush pedophile rings, again, like we have him on a hot mic. The man cheated on his wife with an adult film star while she was pregnant.
I know.
This man has said he would date his daughter if she wasn't his daughter. And Eric's like, guys, Trump would do the right thing when it comes to sexual perversion. I mean, clearly. Really, Eric? Really?
They're so blind. They are blind when it comes to Trump. Yeah, either that or they're just being intentionally misleading. I can't tell which one it is, depending on who.
You have to. I mean, if this was a movie being written, we would just call this a cheap plot line. Like, we would just call
stranger than fiction.
Right. It's just like, wait, so you're going to have Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor next to the president laughing as President Trump talks about this being a hoax? That's horrible writing. That would never happen in real life. No, it's happening. It's happening.
Do you want to watch a more enjoyable clip of Bill O'Reilly?
Yeah, we can do that.
Talking about this?
Yeah.
Just a little bit of a palate cleanser.
We need so many. We should get some B-roll of just kittens and soft music and play it every like half hour just to kind of cleanse our minds. Because geez Louise, I mean, the stuff we do for you out there, audience, the clips we pull, the prep we do. I'm just kidding. But for real, thanks for being here, friends. It means the world. If you are just tuning in, please make sure to give this video a like. It really helps get it out to more people in the algorithm world of YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Oh, we also have merch. You can check out our merch. We have shirts like this. We have mugs. You can get that at the link in our description. So again, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, let's watch this clip of O'Reilly. Then we'll get to our weird Christian shit soon, which will be a lot of fun. So, here we go.
How is he convicted? How do you convict a guy who's dead?
He was convicted in I believe, okay, under Merrick Garland's Justice Department. That could be. Am I wrong on that? I don't think so. And then he was incarcerated, and then he committed suicide. Okay, the suicide thing is bull. Whether you
Bill, I think this is important. Bill, I think this is important. He was arrested in 2019. And he committed suicide in 2019. He died August 10th of 2019. So the Biden administration was not involved in a conviction or a trial of him. They were in of Ghislaine Maxwell.
Okay. And that's a good point of clarification. But he was arrested and indicted under Merrick Garland.
No, under Trump.
Who had all of the information.
Epstein was arrested, indicted, and committed suicide under Trump in 2019. Trump was president. Merrick Garland was not the attorney general.
Deer in the headlights.
Okay.
I mean, all right, let's go back to being a conspiracy theorist. If Epstein had this list and had people like Trump and other names allegedly on it, right, and he didn't kill himself, it would make sense why Trump is now covering it up here, right? Because that was under the Trump administration. So maybe Trump back then knew, oh my God, my boy Epstein, again, Trump and Epstein have been friends for a long time. They're on camera together, looking at women and dehumanizing them, right? Like, this is no secret that they were BFF. And so maybe Trump was like, yo, I'm on that list, or they got some other damning evidence of me. We gotta make it look like a suicide situation.
There just happens to be a minute of the tape missing.
Right. And maybe, okay, speculating, but maybe Trump knew that if he let his base run wild on Epstein, maybe he thought, well, they'll eventually let it go. We'll kind of just hush hush. But because it's been brought up again, and it was a major point of the re-election campaign, and the people that he brought into the administration really believe it, and maybe they dug up stuff, and Trump's like, oh, shoot. Like, they found the list. Okay, we got to can it. You have to tell them that there is no list. I mean, that is a plausible scenario based on the actions that we're seeing from Trump.
Well, let's not forget, when they asked Trump what his thoughts on Maxwell when she was convicted, he said, I wish her well.
April, is the White House live right now? Someone just said that. White House is live making a statement about this? I'm looking.
Oh, I don't know.
Let's take a look. Huh? Okay, there's a press briefing on this. Let's take a look.
Is it Caroline?
Yeah, there's no one here yet, though. We're still real early. Okay, so we're not going to be on probably for when all this happens. So we'll keep an eye on this as things come up. Yeah, but nothing yet. So we'll see what happens here. Maybe for next week.
Oh gosh, too many things.
Yeah.
Also, Babylon Bee is also making fun of this. And just to point out too, the Republicans. So Democrats released a measure now 2 different times to have the government release the Epstein files. This was just this past week, and all Republicans voted to block the release of the Epstein files.
Wild.
But Mike Johnson has separately, even though it was voted in the House to block it, has said that we should release the files. There's quite a few Republicans, actually, that are, I would say, very gently pushing back on Trump. Like, a lot of the comments I saw on Trump's Truth Social were being like, all due respect, Mr. President, I love everything that you're doing, but we would really like some transparency. Like, they're being so gentle about it. We're like, we do love you, though. But there are some Republicans that are really turning on Trump. It does seem.
Oh, for sure. 100%. The Babylon Bee put out even their own satire on this. Man who vowed to release Epstein files berates idiots for believing there are Epstein files. That is funny.
They did it. They made it funny.
No,
been a
good
while.
job, Babylon. Yeah, really. I mean, Jesus. All right. Well, look, we'll keep you guys all updated on what's going on as things as they unfold. Essentially, you know, we'll see what they do. Apparently, there was a press briefing scheduled for 1:00, but it is now 1:30 and there's still nothing. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
All right.
All right.
Is it time for?
We need a palate. Well, if we can even call this one a palate cleanser, but yeah, let's do it. Let's get to some good stuff. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Weird Christian shit. Do you hear the weird on your end, or is it just eared? The W cuts off on my end.
I'll check that. I heard weird. I heard the whole thing.
Oh, well, that's good. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
Good.
So this is a sermon clip that was going around, and should we
trigger
just play
warning,
it?
homophobia,
Yeah.
just FYI. But here, this
Uh-huh.
is real. Here you go. Yep.
Chapter 6. Let's stand together tonight. Now, I know you teenagers are tired. You ran around and kicked the ball. How many played soccer today? Did you play soccer today? Was that part of the thing?
I like soccer.
No? Thank God. Soccer's for queers. I mean, I'm going to tell you that right now.
Wow.
Ain't no man running around in shorts kicking a ball. I mean, come on now. Look at me, people. Look at me. No. Football, that's like somewhere in another country. Football, that's when you hit somebody so stinking hard the mama feels it. See, in soccer, you run around, you kick the ball. Let's kick the ball. Let's go kick the ball. And then if you fall down, you get grass stains on your shorts. No, that's not even a sport. I'm sorry. I know that. I get myself in trouble everywhere I go, but no. Football. Hike, tackle, blow somebody out of their shoes. Football. Not, soccer. When you kick them out, soccer. You kick them out. Okay. But I know you're tired, young people. You're wore out from running around in the sun, and, you're 15 and your energy's gone. That always cracks me up, that? I just think that's fantastic. But anyhow, so we're going to take a few minutes tonight and cover a subject that is very important to your Christian.
Who decides who could be pastor? Like, we have the worst people that we've given platforms to.
At the risk of sounding dehumanizing, I don't know how someone could be so stupid. I mean that. Like, I don't know
Also,
how you can.
Soccer is a tough sport.
A tough sport. I would love to see this man, this guy. There you go. See that, April? I would love to see this man with this figure play soccer for maybe 10 minutes. Would love to watch it. I would love to watch it. What is he talking about?
Does he think football players don't get grass stains?
Right.
Or baseball players?
You think that soccer is for gay people? Well, I mean, some people might be gay playing soccer, but I mean, who? Okay, what? Why? Like, you should think it's like dainty and like not a hard sport. Oh, God, the American like bubble is so real sometimes, right? You just hear Americans say things that you're like, how?
I don't even understand.
Why? Like, what thought process would get you there to believe that?
How would soccer be for gay people, but football not? I mean, football, you have men laying on top of each other.
Yeah. Ever seen a dog pile in spandex?
About...
In spandex? I mean, and how about every bunch of quarterbacks say hike? You ever see where his hands are? Just next time when football comes back, just watch where the quarterback's hands are in relation to the person who hikes the ball, whatever that role is.
Like, what is even the point of this rant?
It's
another sport, and it's not any more or less manly than other sports. It's a sport.
No. Only men. You gotta knock someone out. So stupid. Yeah, and thank you. And someone said in so many butts. Exactly. I mean, these are men in tight spandex running around trying to tackle people by the waist. Jumping on top of them. hands. Yeah, the center. Thank you for that help. Yeah, the center is squatted over with a man behind him, and his hands are right there. But go on. Tell me how soccer is gay. Yeah, that's straight.
That's straight stuff right there, Tim.
That's just alpha male, stuff right there. That's what us alpha men do. Yeah. Then you all go in the locker room and shower together. Yeah, no, it makes complete sense.
What a random, stupid thing to say. Also, I will say we didn't get to it today because, wow, what a show. We didn't even get to all the clips we pulled.
I know.
There's so many. But our Monday episode, we do play the clip of Donald Trump at the World Cup, speaking of soccer.
Yep.
Which is just so embarrassing. As an American, is embarrassing. So you can tune in Monday and we'll show you that.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, what a show, huh?
More super chats, though. Ah!
I'll read them. Here you go.
So thankful.
Silly Bebo. Squirrel or side quest? Would you be interested in looking into the case of Robertson on Texas Deletion Row? I'm just curious. Ken Paxton had a judge set another end date for October 16th. I don't know anything about any of those names. I'll have to look into this.
I do know I think it was Ken Paxton that recently, he's getting divorced from his wife. And a lot of people, like conservatives, were demonizing her.
I did see that. Okay.
If that's the same Ken Paxton.
It probably is, I'm imagining. And then Stephanie, thank you for the super chat. Racism and homophobia, playing the greatest hits. Yep, that's what we do here. Play the greatest hits. Oh, we didn't play the other clip either.
What other clip?
The guy on Fox News. I know.
I guess next week.
We have to do it next week. No.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's too much. We will. That's the cliffhanger. We'll be back here live next week at 12 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We will play a clip that is, I don't know what to say. It's one of the worst things I've ever heard in the 4 years I've been doing this. I mean, it's just so clear. But yeah,
Cassidy,
we can't do it now.
help us remember to do it next week. We cannot forget. No matter what crazy stuff happens in the next week.
No matter what. Well, that was fun, kind of, April. We got through it.
Fun is a word for it.
Yeah.
We have as much fun as we can and with these terribly stupid stories. But also there's victims. I think the biggest tragedy on the whole Epstein thing, too, is that, we're talking about Trump and all the reaction to it, but we're forgetting about the very real victims.
Yes. Thank you. Great point. Yeah, absolutely.
Of the trafficking. It's really terrible, terrible stuff.
Underage people who had their lives forever altered by the heinous actions of Epstein and his partner and whoever else was on that client list that Trump is now covering up. So
yeah, and they need justice. So
100%.
But thank you all for joining us today on the Tim and April show. We will have another episode coming Monday, and then we'll be live again next Thursday, as we are every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday of next week, July 23rd.
Right. So much is going
Shiny
on.
Happy People Season 2 releases, and you might recognize me in it. I don't know how much I'm in it, but I should be in it because I'm in the trailer. So I'm assuming I'm in it.
Cool. Sounds good.
Cool. We're tired.
I'm tired. I'm Tim Whitaker.
I am April LaJoy. Until next time.
See y'all
Have
later.
a great week.